Peace and blessings, everybody. How y'all doing? It's been a minute since I've gone live on here. Well, not a minute, but a little bit, maybe 2 weeks, and I had to cancel my shows last week because my father-in-law passed away. So yeah, I feel like a lot has happened since then. There's a lot of unpacking to do around everything that's been in the news. But for right now, if y'all can go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button so we can beat YouTube's algorithms. Y'all know they don't like us talking about these things, so that's why you see me got the funny spelling in the description. So make sure you like and share. Also, want to see your comments. Make sure you guys are commenting so we can again try to beat YouTube's algorithms because I do want to have a really hopefully good conversation with everybody today because I miss talking to y'all. So again, I appreciate everybody that's on right now. Come on in the room, bring other people in the room, hit the thumbs up button, put some comments in there so I can have an interactive conversation and share the video. So, as I mentioned at the top, my father-in-law passed away. My husband's dad passed away a week ago yesterday. So September 5th will always be etched in our memories. And he had been sick for a couple months. He's a 75-year-old black man, brilliant, brilliant black man. And he still actually had a lot of life to live, at least probably another 5 to 10 years. And what I'm sharing with you all is a personal family story. My husband and I are on the same page with this. And so obviously, when the COVID, vax came out, obviously, it was heavily propagandized, heavily marketed to elderly people, to our elders. And so, how your relationship is with, people in your family, with your parents and stuff. They think we young, sometimes don't fully know what we're talking about, but we begged him not to get that shot basically. We talked to him, shared with him, our concerns. Let's wait till some more data comes out. Let's just, this mRNA is actually not something that's been used before. So we had all those conversations. But that's the thing. Everybody has like free will. Everybody have like their individual choice in what to do. He obviously, 75 years old, he has some health concerns, but nothing that would have taken him out as quick, right? So what ended up happening to my father-in-law, this was a couple of months ago. He had a grand mal seizure. And for people who don't know what that is, that's a very long, intense seizure. I used to work in healthcare years ago when I worked for the state. I used to work with people who would have seizures all the time. And he was actually, thank God, in a doctor's office when he had the seizure. They had never seen it before. Peace, peace, son, God. Yeah, make sure y'all hitting the thumbs up button for me. We got to beat YouTube's algorithms to have our conversations on here. Y'all know they be trying to suppress the knowledge, suppressing the conversations, with folks. So make sure y'all hitting that thumbs up button, comment for me, share this stream because I want to hopefully have interactive conversation with you all. And I want you all to share experiences as well. This is my first time sharing this experience that my family and I just had publicly on like a YouTube page, right? Few like people close to us, people that I work with, like, we've had the conversation. I share with them our experience. But anyway, so my father-in-law had that grand mal seizure. And keep in mind, this is a black man that has lived on God's green earth for 75 years, no history of seizures. None. The doctors were baffled. Everybody was shocked. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, again, like I said before, 75 years old, black man in America. Obviously, he had other health concerns, but it was never seizures. It was never, anything like that. My father-in-law spent 3.5 weeks in Georgetown Medical Center here in Washington, D.C. The doctors were baffled until my husband, his son, finally like had a straight up conversation with the doctors. Like, man, the only thing that changed with him was the vax. Everything else, that's the only odd thing that changed in his medical history in the last 3 to 4 months. Right? One doctor accepted it, but you can tell like most of the doctors they hesitant, they scared to like make that conclusion. This is our experience. I'm not making nothing up. Peace. What up though? Black Voltron Reloaded. Peace, peace. My husband was very close to his father. This is a black man that raised both of his sons. So how we usually hear about, the so-called deadbeat black father. Nah, man, this was a very proud black man. My father-in-law, was brilliant. And I'm not saying that just because he served America's interests, but think about it, 75 years old, back in the 60s during the Vietnam War, he was an intelligence officer for the Army. Peace, Kellen Maurice, peace, peace. He was an intelligence officer. Think about it. They not letting black people be in intelligence back in the 60s. That's how brilliant my father-in-law was on paper. He also went to a elite private high school, straight up recruited out of his, hood in Dayton, Ohio, by Phillips Exeter Academy in New Hampshire. Most people ain't never heard of it. Ain't never heard of that academy or whatever. But this is how. Sorry about that notification, y'all. Trying to get better at that. This is how white people at that time. Y'all already know the history. There was fight for integration. There was fight for opening up opportunities for black folks. So Phillips Exeter, this is the private high school that he went to, scoured the country looking for black students who had very high test scores. My father-in-law happened to be one of them. And so I'm saying all that to say, we're not dealing with, a brother that was dumb by any stretch of the imagination. Now, his politics, obviously, because he served in all of these different, white institutions, because he became a lawyer after his military service and everything. But after that military service, like a lot of Vietnam vets, he struggled. Even because think about it, as an intelligence officer, he still like never really fully told everything that he witnessed the United States government do over there in Asia. But we knew that he, obviously dealt with of it. You know what I'm saying? Damn, why do people keep? Sorry about that, y'all. But anyway, I'm saying all that to say how strong propaganda is, particularly for our elders. If y'all remember, if anybody even if you don't watch the news, it's all over social media. Like clearly, any critical thinking person can tell you there is like something up with how they're pushing this thing so much. So I say all that to say, even though his son, who he knows that loves him and everything, tried to get him to wait. Okay, Dad, well, if you don't want to hear us telling you not to take it at all, can you at least wait? Like let it, because you don't go anywhere. You stay home most of the time. But he was again just scared, like how they scare people, and he got it. And so he was sick for months until, again, he finally passed away. I mean, when I tell you, we watched this man who could live on his own before, took care of himself. He wasn't in no nursing home. Like, he wasn't like already bedridden. Like he getting around. You know what I mean? He was doing things for himself. And it literally changed in a matter, like that seizure took him completely out. He never regained his own living on his own, doing things for himself. My husband and I both, my husband obviously taking the bulk of, the caregiving and caretaking for months until he finally passed. He was tired. And so when you all hear people, I know there's Brother Riza Islam, there's definitely a lot of white speakers who are talking. Oh, and Brother Wesley Muhammad. The Nation of Islam is probably only like legitimate organized black group that I know of that's actively trying to educate the black community around this thing. And I, for one, am grateful. You know, I do not have a background in science. Matter of fact, I hated chemistry. I liked biology, but I hated chemistry. But like just in my own research and reading a lot of the studies that are starting to come out now, and some of the data that's also coming out, you know, from other countries, because Israel is quote unquote the most vaccinated country in the world. And I would encourage y'all to do some research on some of the data, some of the things that's coming out. um you know, yeah, it's a serious elite high school. Yep, Black Voltron. Yep, yep. And but yeah, so family, I just want to say, man, like I am really concerned about our people. Biden, as you all know, came out with his press conference last week, and you know, basically again using a very careful language to basically manufacture consent from people, you know, to run out and get, you know, this shot, and also, you know, basically threaten people's livelihoods. Thank you all. I appreciate, you know, the condolences, and I'll definitely share that with my husband. I appreciate each and every one of y'all rocking with me. Let's get the likes up, family. Share this broadcast, and we can you know, continue to have a conversation. I want to be able to ask you all some questions and get some feedback. So, number one, how are you reacting to Biden's announcement? Because he went beyond, right, the federal government. He even said that he's using his power to instruct the Department of Labor to create a rule that would basically push private businesses, private industry who have over 100 employees to push them to get the vax or to get the shot or whatever. And yeah, that's really concerning. It might get getting ready to come in the door. So I'm gonna, I guess, hurry up and try to wrap this up. But you know, it's concerning because I saw, at least on my page, I saw a lot of people really concerned. I saw people like in an emotional uproar, like my job is already, you know, going around and asking people, have you been vaccinated, and all of these different things. And so one of the things that Biden, of course, and the media itself, especially mainstream media, conveniently left out is that people obviously still do have certain constitutional rights in terms of religious rights. And obviously, you can get a medical waiver as well. Because some people can't take any type of shot just because they already have a compromised immune system or whatever. You know, that's always been the case. Um, and so the other thing that I'm noticing, and this is the question that I want to ask y'all, this was something that I really wanted to talk about because I'm noticing a lot of people have been passing away in like my network, and also like people, you know, on my different social media. I'll give you an example. A brother you know, out of Ohio posted an obituary yesterday, somebody that was born in 1987, and was like, you know, rest up. What? And the cause of death was quote unquote natural causes. Who the F dies naturally? If you was born in 1987, you ain't even 40 years old yet. You still in your early 30s. And I'm just like, so why, to me, I'm like, why aren't people like picking up on this yet? I've been advised to pay attention to medical and religious exemptions. Yep, Tristan, yep. Exactly. Still not getting the jab. 100. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, at what point are we, because I'm concerned about black folks, right? At what point are we gonna start saying, hold up, right? I had two stroke like incidences since getting, and they can't. Yes, that's what happened. Same thing. Yeah, so that's what I was going with earlier. So I heard Wesley Muhammad say that the mRNA shot has a spike protein. Have y'all heard that too? Like, and it crosses the blood brain barrier. Again, don't listen. I am not a scientist, but I've been reading that and hearing a lot of people who have been studying this thing. That what I mean by studying this thing, studying the specific technology that is mRNA, which is actually new. It is new. This is the first time. So basically, everybody that's getting that jab are human, in human clinical trials. I saw someone who got the Pfizer and magnetic thing. And yeah, I've been seeing people do that too. So at what point are we like gonna start asking questions? Because people just dropping left and right, and you don't hear, like, and I'm talking about globally. That's one good thing. Exactly. Why isn't Congress under the vaccine? Listen, that's the other thing that the media didn't really cover real heavily. Not just Congress, but the Supreme Court and their staff. So not only so Biden can mandate private industry compel their employees to get it or lose their job, but not Congress, right? Not Congress, not the Supreme. Look, and Congress, it actually covers their staff. Again, all it takes is critical thinking, family. Critical thinking. So I don't know. I a part of me, and I've been struggling with this, obviously through our own loss, of my father-in-law, but I've really been struggling because I know so many people that hi. Hey, go wash your hands. Oh no, you're not supposed to have food in here. Go wash your hands. Um, but that's one of the things that I'm concerned about, is because I know so many people that got the vax are basically probably going, man, I hate to say it, but yeah, probably going to like pass away, if not within 6 months of getting it. I saw one doctor say between 3 to 5 years. I want everybody to think about that. Think about all of your loved ones, right? This thing is going to be terrible. It's already happening in other countries. But again, our media is actually a criminal organization, man, because of the information that they do share is clearly very carefully scripted. And here's the thing, that's actually in me saying that is not in and of itself a so-called conspiracy theorist, which is actually a term that the CIA came up with back in the 50s. A lot of people don't know that, but yes. Whew, I'm still, as y'all can tell, just processing a lot of emotions, because I see that so many people are still gonna you know have lingering health issues. I just seen somebody talk about Bell's palsy. I just seen somebody, say that people are having stroke-like symptoms. All of that. I've been noticing that people have been passing away in their sleep. Men and boys have been, having heart issues and things like that. So much, family. Yeah, Boyce did interview the doctor, and I appreciated her interview. That's the other thing. Did y'all see that her video where she testified to the Michigan House of Representatives? Facebook actually took it down and said it was false information. Like, how can any critically thinking person can't see that something is up here? Yes, Dr. Christina Sparks. Right. It's called blood clots. I just had another family member in Kentucky come out of the hospital that had blood clots. Yeah, they had blood clots. So I'm obviously, you can't tell people what to do. It's an individual situation. It's an individual decision. But I think that we'll see 3 to 5 years from now, the world is going to look a lot different. The other thing that I made the connection of, because these social media companies, including this one, the censorship is so deep, you can't even have like real conversations. You actually got to go back to where you have to do house meetings now with like-minded people. United States seem to be taking too long. It's the globalist agenda. Exactly. Exactly. Um, Welcome to the new McCarthyism. Man, yeah. So have y'all met it to that point, martial law? Have y'all seen what's happening in Australia? Put a one in the chat if y'all have seen what's happening in Australia. Um, Tell me, what you think about what's happening. Yeah, liberal side of Eurostream media. There's something else. Exactly, Tristan. Exactly. Um, yeah, family. It's just it's a lot because they're turning up the heat. The other connection that I made um is because I follow a lot of finance media. Yeah, appreciate y'all. Yeah, appreciate y'all. I follow a lot of finance media. And here's the other thing. Mainstream media, they're not covering things that actually matters materially to people, right? So, for example, like, okay, we've known for a number of years that Social Security, quote unquote, won't be there for our generation. And I'm somebody that just turned 40. So Social Security will not be there in what, another 30 years. They've been telling us this over and over again, right? Um, no, don't quit. Somebody doing too much. No, people, you're being advised not to quit to make them fire you. Because if they fire you, you're entitled to unemployment. So again, everybody start doing research, start connecting with other like-minded people online. If you need to in your city, start forming in-person community groups where you all can meet at a central location. The weather is still good in most parts of the country. You can even meet at a park, get together. It don't even have to be a lot of people, and start strategizing. You know what I mean? Here's the other thing, and I say this as a Pan-Africanist: white people not playing with this piece. If you look at the protests that's been going on in all of Europe, again, our media hasn't been really showing it like that. But because of social media, they can't really control everything. Like, they'll eventually like take certain videos down, but by that time it's been shared how many thousands of times, right? So one of the things that I've noticed, because I have friends on my social media that live in other parts of the world, and white people are going nuts around these vaccine passports. Like, they are really, really pushing back, really pushing back. And then yesterday, I don't know if y'all saw it, but there was a lot of people in Brazil protesting. I'm talking about not like little bitty protests that we see here now in the United States. I mean, United States, any kind of real justice movement has been completely and utterly co-opted. And I blame the nonprofit industrial complex for that, because it created the nonprofit industrial complex, has created a number of so-called social justice advocates. And I say that as somebody that's actually in that space, right? That's my professional space. That's my professional work. They have created these middle-class Black folks that basically their job is to continue with the status quo. You know what I mean? They literally get paid to continue the status quo. So that's one of okay, no, take that back in there, baby. You're not supposed to have that in here. Um, so that's one of the things that's really, really concerning. But people all over the world are pushing back, and they're not, yeah, don't quit your job. They're not putting up with this totalitarianism. It's off there. It's literally all that. I saw a tweet. It's hilarious. I saw a tweet from a sister. She said Biden is definitely who y'all thought Trump was, and I thought that was so accurate in terms of people not really knowing what fascism is. Fascism is taking somebody's ability to provide food, clothing, and shelter for themselves and their families because they won't get a jab. That's absolutely ridiculous. You see, I'm busy, baby. Go take that back in the kitchen. So that's one of the things that's really concerning. So again, I'm encouraging people to meet in person again, to get off of these social media apps, because again, a lot of what's on social media is what is this? Okay, a lot of what's on social media is completely censored and controlled. Please stop there. It's completely censored and controlled. So Yeah, said people don't know what fascism other than that. Exactly. That's exactly right. Um, no, I don't want that, dear. Don't do that. Um, so I think one of the things that, and that's the other thing, they're coming after our kids now. So our school district, my son wants to play basketball. Our school district made the jab a requirement to even play sports, right? So I told my son, talk to the coach and let him know he has a religious exemption, and see what the response is, see what he says about that. So yeah, they turning up the heat, family. They definitely turning up the heat. Everyone, regardless if they took the jab or not, should be against tyranny. Exactly. Excuse me, dear. Um, yeah, whether you took it or not, should definitely be against this kind of forced tyranny. The other thing I want to tell y'all: do not fly United Airlines if you travel. So United Airlines, what they have just done is they're laying off or putting all of their employees who have requested religious and medical exemptions to this jab on non-active status. Now that's a tool, because if you're placed on non-active status, you can't get any type of benefits because technically you're still employed. That's the worst. That's the worst thing you can do to a person. You're going to put them on non-active status. So basically, on paper, they still have a job, but they're not working and getting paid. Go Google the story. So, yeah, they need to be crippled. Nobody should be flying United Airlines. I don't care if you done already paid for a ticket, man. Chalk it up. Like, they all of their airplanes need to be empty, just as solidarity, because a medical exemption. Wow. Like, yeah. The good thing is other private employers have started to push back. I just read an article where oh Lord, I'm losing the name of the companies now, but they form, like, they have a group. Let me see if I can find it on my other phone. Let me see. Um I'll put it in the comments when I hold on, here it is. Oh, nope. Hold on just a second, guys. I'm getting ready to tell you exactly. Oh shit. Anyway, I missed it. Yeah, I missed it. I'll find out what group it is, but it was basically a group of big private employers that said they question, why Biden is trying to push them to push their employees to do something. And you want to know why? It's because you're starting to see that people will rather quit their job or be fired, right? They'll rather quit their job or be fired than to be forced to take that vac. So that puts these employers in a precarious position, because they're seeing that the resistance is so much. And here's the thing: Black people have been known to be resistors. That's who we are. We resist tyranny consistently, have done that for years. But not in this instance, because they've been using fear. If there is a big organized, outside of, again, of the Nation of Islam, that I mentioned earlier, if there is a big organized Black resistance, it's not highly publicized. And I'm hoping that there is a resistance and they just realize that they can't do any of their organizing on social media, right? So that's one of the things that I'm hoping for. But just shout out to everybody who's holding strong, man. The other thing that this jab has been known to do, and I saw a sister, I felt so bad for her. I saw a sister who lost her baby. She's been, fully jabbed, and she was 5 months. So that's a real late miscarriage, where they actually have to induce labor. You know what I'm saying? To get the baby out. And that's one of the side effects of the jab. Listen, all of this stuff is happening. If this had been any other kind of medication, it would have been pulled off the market. It would have been pulled off the market. And all of this stuff is not, obviously not just happening in the United States. You're hearing about all of this stuff like globally, worldwide, right? I really love the resistance that I'm seeing in the islands. I went to Jamaica last month, and had a great time. There was huge resistance, in Jamaica, against being forced to be jabbed, because their prime minister, basically said that people were going to get a pay cut if they didn't get it. And all the Jamaicans that I talked to, they were just like, "That it is what it is. I guess that's just what it'll have to be." So yeah, so we're as people united, we're basically putting a crinkle, in this agenda, with this cabal, and they're, organizing around this jab. And here's the other thing, and this is probably the one going to be the most controversial, and I really do want to, yeah, I get that, Tristan. Yeah. Um, Here's the other thing that I want to get you all's thoughts on, because my daughter was distracting me, so I apologize. But I was trying to get to this point earlier when I was saying I follow the finance media. But last week it was mentioned again. It says this how it's behind the scenes nefarious agenda. Absolutely, absolutely. And here's the thing, y'all. History is our best teacher, right? History is our best teacher. History is contemporary. So my whole thing is like Maya Angelou said, when somebody show you who they are, believe them. We have so much evidence, especially as African people, so much evidence not to trust these people. The entire medical establishment in the United States was created off experimenting on enslaved Africans and Native Americans. So like, really? I Man, listen, I be saying black people going along with it, and I get it, man. Like, the propaganda is strong, and people want to believe that people wouldn't do this to people. I'm sorry, these people have been committing genocides for decades, you know, consistently. Um, Here's the point: 2033 is now the year where Social Security in the United States will be insolvent. Their projections have been showing that Social Security, because they've been raping Social Security. I believe Ronald Reagan was the first president to start tapping into Social Security funds to fund wars, to fund all kinds of things that he couldn't get immediately approval from Congress. Like, so much is happening. If these people plan to reduce the world's global population, then why would Social Security need to be there if the plan is to not have as many people? And to me, like, that's not a big leap to take, in my opinion. They only talk about Tuskegee, but there were so many other. Thank you, Joe's daughter of Zion. Thank you. It's so much bigger, so much bigger, so much bigger family than Tuskegee. Tuskegee, I think, is probably the most known about because it's been discussed so much in popular culture and in the media and everything. But they've done so many other experiences. Here's the other thing: when pharmaceutical companies, let's get the likes up too, family. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I appreciate everybody in here rocking with me. Um, get the likes up, share the broadcast. We definitely trying to beat YouTube's algorithm. Exactly. Y'all feel me? If Social Security is going to be insolvent by 2033, listen, all these people that they getting ready to knock off with this vaccine, because number one is knocking people off. And people are saying, oh, they had a blood clot. Yeah, but why did they even get the blood clot? See how it's not going to be shown that the shots act or these jabs are killing people? You know what I mean? It's going to be shown that, oh, wow, they had a seizure and never recovered. You know what I'm saying? People's death certificates are not going to be, it's going to be saying everything but the fact that y'all introduced this mRNA into our system that is programming our cells to attack the body. Mm. I've even read some places where, it's messing with not just the reproduction of women, but of men too. You know, there ain't no need to pay dead people. Dead people tell no tales. Exactly. This is real serious, family. I listen. I almost can't believe that we're actually living through this right now. You know, I have children, and yeah, they pushing it hard on kids now. You know, and again, to each his own or whatever, but ain't no way, literally over my dead body, will these people put a jab at my kids. Mm-mm. Nah, not at all. But I've been seeing a lot of people pass away. People have been, here's the things that people have been dying from after getting jabbed. Um, Blood clots, heart attacks, heart problems, um, dying in their sleep. Um, those are the main ones that I'm seeing. Issues like neurological issues, where your body and yeah, your brain and the rest of your body are completely disconnected, not working together on one accord. It's causing a lot of if it doesn't like kill you, it's causing like long-term health effects on people. Where some people, I know a brother in DC said he wasn't on no medicine. After he got fully vaxxed, it wasn't even 3 months before he had a heart attack. He wasn't on no medicine before, healthy. He wasn't on no, listen, y'all, he was on no medication. He was healthy. Otherwise, not a smoker, not a drinker to my knowledge. Yep. Blood clot in the brain. Exactly. Exactly, y'all. I appreciate my YouTube community. Thank y'all for rocking with me. Yeah. Yep. It's a lot going on, family. And I'm noticing that people are not, you say part of the agenda is to have universal basic income unemployed due to AI. Yeah. But here's the thing, they don't even want to pay. So like they want to wipe out so much of the population like that the so-called entitlement programs aren't even needed anymore. Right? Family, there's so much happening in the world. It's so much happening. It's so much happening. And yeah, just keep yourself safe. I want to leave off on a positive note with everybody. One of the things that, because my husband and I and my family, we're also a part of a connected group called the Ngolo Group. The family that started it is based in Atlanta, Georgia, but it's basically a group that formed at the very beginning of the pandemic. And they provide naturopathic ways to heal or basically help through the process of any type of virus, including COVID. And I have seen the remedies work in my own family and with my own eyes. There were several people that we knew of in this particular group that were hospitalized with COVID. Some of them were really bad off, but once they implemented the protocols in this particular group, which include elderberry, sea moss, zinc, lots of sun, like literally stuff that you get from the earth, right? Like being out, vitamin D, lots of vitamin C, lots of water, right? Alkaline water, making sure that you are, introducing lots of lemon and lime, into your diet. And here's the other thing. If you can't cut sugar completely off, you need to seriously decrease it because sugar and meat, especially red meat, obviously, creates basically the virus thrives in that type of environment. But once you have a lot of, again, zinc, black garlic is another one. It's kind of hard to find, but black garlic is a good one. Again, sea moss, like these are like things that people can be doing for themselves. Um, even in the hospital, you need to take, obviously, if you're in the hospital, you have to take like huge increased doses of injections. You have to actually do vitamin C injections to get it like in your system quickly. So just want to tell everybody to stay vigilant. Don't cower to fear. We are in a prime time, family, where we can and should be pulling together as Black people, but also, I say this as a Pan-Africanist, also working with, like-minded people of other races and communities, because in order to push back on this cabal, is going to have to be everybody, on same page, where our interests align, right? Where the interests align. And that's just how I've been thinking about things. And that's just, how I'm seeing things, and how communicating things with my family. Yeah, so the name of the group is called Ngolo, Ngolo. In fact, you can Google it on not Google it on Facebook. You can subscribe. You can look it up. It's a group. It's an actual Facebook group, and you can request to be a part of it. Let me just pull it up on my phone real quick. Yeah, so here's the actual name of it on Facebook. You can put it in a search on Facebook. It's called Staying Positive Because Fear Weakens the Immune System. Absolutely right. Man, y'all smart. It says, so the name of the group is actually Ngolo Movement by the Aya Educational Association. So let me see if y'all can see this. Can y'all see that? That's the group right there, y'all. Just make sure you look up that group. It's a Facebook group. Look that up and join the community. There is a lot of information that's dropped in there. In fact, Facebook was censoring so much stuff in there. Mama Afia and Baba Wakesa, who are the founders of the group and the Aya Educational Institute based in Atlanta, they actually had to create their own platform to be able to share information with the group, because Facebook was censoring and taking out stuff. Man, listen, it's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, if you want to know more about, like, things, how to actually combat COVID without, absolutely no problem. Joe's daughter of Zion. If you want to know how to combat this thing naturally, here's the other thing. I've also been seeing an acupuncturist. Acupuncture also works. They just don't want nobody to know. So there's so many natural ways, you can support your immune system in fighting foreign viruses in your body, right? So that's what I went a little longer than I wanted to go, but I had, again, because we had a death, in our family, and lots of stuff has been happening, just in general. Hadn't been on my channel, but I appreciate each and every one of y'all rocking with me. I appreciate y'all getting the likes up, sharing it, and trying to beat YouTube's algorithm. I appreciate the conversation in the chat. Yeah, leave me more comments. Also, let me know what kind of content that you all would like to see out of me. I do have some things that are already scheduled to come up, some interviews that I'm doing in the next couple weeks. But yeah, I would love to see from you all, some suggestions or different things that you all would like to see me cover on this channel. But again, yeah, y'all, that's a good number of y'all in here rocking with me. But yeah, stay vigilant, family, and just exercise. That was the other thing. I get out and get some steps in every day, because I work from home, so I could literally be sitting here in front of my computer all day and never get out and get any exercise. Be real intentional about getting out, getting vitamin D. And the best way to get vitamin D is actually from the sun itself. So soak that up. And again, good exercise, movement is good for the body. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm just hoping that you all are taking care. Again, let's try to, tap into our higher self, because unfortunately there are going to be some darker days ahead, which is so unfortunate. And I'm so sad, thinking about all the people that I know that have gotten that jab. And yeah, I think this next 3 to 5 years is going to be real tough on a lot of us financially, and certainly, all other ways of losing our family members. So yeah, thank you, Black Voltron. Thank all of y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate my YouTube community. So yeah, feel free to let me know. Anytime you all, want me to go live or, have some topics that you all think will be good for me to talk about. Also, if you want to be a guest on the channel, hit me up. Let me know. Send me an email or, send me a message in the chat. Absolutely. Yep. Black Voltron, everybody. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. I'm gonna let y'all go now. I've been on here a little over 45 minutes, but appreciate everybody. Take care.